Anambra youth groups. Abum Ifi Aron Okafo. Our PG, the PG Asatu Youth Wing is here this morning. PG, how are you today, sir?
I'm fine.
Okay.
We thank God for another day, which is our usual interaction and discussion on issues that border on youth, community development, and the Anambra state in general.
PG, you bring us up to speed. Over the weekend, there were a few activities that we had. Yeah, so I think it's coming from you. You analyze so maybe you can bring us up to speed on what the youths have been up to lately.
I think first and foremost, we had the opportunity to be part of the International Women's Day, which was celebrated by no other person than the amazing woman, if you are on and our team. For the first time, younger women had to think on ways of getting women to be protected and be promoted as well, in a way of accelerating action as the theme of the year's International Women's Day was given. You know, we had the opportunity to be part of that event, and it was quite inciting. The unique thing also about it is that apart from women who were the focus of the program, the men also were part of it. Because the fact is this: whether you talk about women exclusively or you talk about men exclusively, in order to have a complete action, you must involve the other party.
Okay.
Yeah, it must be involve the other party. Because if you remove men in the world, then you shut down the world.
Of course.
Then if you remove women in the world, you shut down the world. Because there are unique roles the male and female play in the society for sustainability and all that. So, talking about women accelerating action, we had quite memorable experience.
Yeah.
That was on.
Yes, on Saturday.
On Saturday.
And Asatu ladies were there. Hey, Asatu ladies. When PG on a stage, he was on the panel, or said that the ladies, he might go for something and say, Asatu ladies, if there were a lot of them. PG and abona PG emero haka hana amusamu. So I suspect no way go PG's Joel mobilize the ladies so they can learn. Thank you, sir. I want to appreciate you on behalf of the young women of Anambra for always supporting us. And what was this support women and protect and promote them, or by giving them access to the information that they need, which you have done. Yeah. We want to thank you, sir, for the empowerment. And if you didn't bring me on Anambra Youth Hour, we can make that program, I'm sure you, of course, because I didn't know how the structure, the youth structure worked until I came in contact with you. So I want to appreciate you for everything I'm doing and make for using you to bring out the best in me. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I am grateful.
You know, when you one day say, Asatu seems to be everywhere. Asatu seems to be everywhere. Why won't we be everywhere? You know, the thing there is that one thing has to do with young people. Young people.
Yep.
There are so many things that are supposed to be existing where young people are supposed to be involved. So that's the key. So, young people, like we're going to discuss this morning, youth in media, you know, Anambra youth in media, you know, I'm not a media expert,
yep,
and I claim to be so, but over time, I've come to understand that media is a very strong tool that is being used to shape the society, form perspectives that people can actually mirror to do what they do.
Sure.
It's unfortunate that the white people who started this, they have an agenda whereby they promote what they do positively to the world. Then they may use 18 hours out of 24 hours. They use 18 hours to project the good things they do, and use 6 hours, the remaining one, to project the wrong things that happen in Africa. And what that means is that, you know, when you hear good things, they showcase it in Africa, in America, or whatever. Then when you hear bad thing, you see it shown in the black world, that's in Africa. Now, what does that mean? What it means is simple. Is a simple thing, that they are showing a perspective that everything good comes from the white, everything bad comes from the black.
Sure.
Funny enough, they introduce education, and they make us understand that in our education, you see people, very, very brilliant people, smart people, they become more of being critics to whatever happens in our environment. So you see every good person putting on his best to be the best critic. Why they build their people? In fact, their best brains work in the government. Yeah, the best brains are business people, are go into business. Sometimes they are hired as consultants. Why those who don't make use of their brains very well, actively, are not in government? That is why the opportunity we have this time around, having someone who is not just a professor anyway, but someone who over time has distinguished himself as a technocrat in public service, coming in the mainstream to be a governor. Because it's not about being a professor.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not about being a professor. Someone who has the desire, has the technical know-how. Because it's not by being a professor that is a prerequisite to be a governor. But someone who has the technical know-how, has a vision, a plan to develop a society, Anambra State, as we are talking about, coming in the ministry, say, I want to be governor. It didn't work out first time, later he worked out this time, and he's there today doing his best. What does it mean? It calls for in the Anambra, you also have the brains to come up and complement the action of this man. It's not one man thing. One man cannot do it. Come and complement in any area of your endeavor you feel that can be done best. Come and be part of this movement, so that whatever legacy that is being left today, other ones coming up can leverage on it and move on. That's the thing.
Okay.
So young people in media is an opportunity for us, like you usually say, if I see anything happening that is not good in my community, instead of being the first person to post it out there for people to criticize, oh, this thing is bad, I will not claim to be the first person to post it out there. Why don't I look for the traditional ruler of that town or the PG of that town and report this thing to first before thinking of posting it outside? Because once it's a bad thing, what it means is that I am painting my community black. I'm putting my community in a bad image.
Okay.
Send it to the appropriate authority that will handle that issue, handle that problem. But then if it's something that is good, you hardly see people that will post those things. Why? Because we have been brainwashed to understand that anything that is bad is what we should post outside. Well, who said this should be? That's the question. So anything good, there's a place I went to, the community I went to, I told them, anything bad that you are the one that posted it about your community, not one thing, you are already part of the people that are demarketing your community. in a community Jaffa. And the more you post bad things about your community, what it means is that both you and your family are also the bad people there.
Absolutely.
Because you cannot exonerate yourself from it. Because actually, my children want to say, okay, only beke chino, as no you Buddha. Ha, because I'm going to bound the and you have contributed in posting that those things that have happened there. Maybe 1 or 2 persons did that thing, and you continue to trend it as not trend the information. But that's the wrong thing. So we young people should be able to understand that we should use media as a tool to promote our communities, promote the things that are happening that are good. Then use avenue also a channel to see that we do not give room for bad things to happen by channeling appropriately to the right authority to handle those things that are bad, not necessarily coming out to the public to broadcast it. That's the idea.
Thank you so much, the PG of Asatu Youth Wing, Comrade Ken Okoli. You brought us in from the celebration of the International Women's Day to the topic of the conversation this morning, Anambra Youth in Media. Keduka Anambra State si how they utilize the media, especially in the social media era. Keduka anyi si akwanyito obodani, or in what way are we promoting social and community development using the media? That is the focus of the conversation today. And just so we know, that we have a giveaway already ongoing for those who came for our International Women's Day Youth Celebration at IDK Center, which was held on Saturday, the 8th of March. That's on the D-Day of the International Women's Day. We have a giveaway, 15,000 naira worth of airtime. That's 1,000 naira to 15 young people who made it to the program. So we will be announcing that towards the end of the program today. But first, we have a report on the scholarship. Of course, we know that we have indigent student scholarship, which is ongoing. The selection process has been on for quite some time, and the chairman of the committee, Mr. Chinemerem Ogwebe, is here.
Director of Operations. Okay,
he's the Director of Operations. And then when you see the chairman is here as well. I mixed it up. Apologies, Doc. Biko. Dr. Tochufo Obiadi, I welcome you this morning. Thank you, sir. He is the youth leader of the All Progressives Grand Alliance. Doc, can you know your beautiful voice?
Thank you, the golden voice in this station. I salute and thank you. Happy New Weeks to all of us here. My dear good friends and brothers, the PG of Asatu and Honorable Chineme, the Director of Operations. Good morning, all.
Thank you so much, Doc. And we have Mr. Chinemerem Ogwebe. He is the Director of Operations for the Anambra Indigent Student Scholarship. Thank you so much, sir. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you doing today?
Very well. Sponsored by you. I should be fine. If I impress you, and with the scholarship, I may just be one of the recipients. Who knows? Happy to have everyone here. By 11:30, anybody that applied for the scholarship that you know, call them. It's very important. So you hear it from the horse's mouth. Because by 11:30 we'll have that update. But now we're talking about Anambra Youth in Media, and there was something the PG said regarding that. I would want the youth leader of the All Progressives Grand Alliance to speak to us regarding that. Of course, youths in politics as well, a lot of things. Politics divides us along party lines a lot. So what's your assessment of the use of the media by Anambra youths in our time?
Okay, thank you, Ify, for the question. Mine is very simple. When it has to do with media, it's divided into so many angles. With regards to how we do use it as youth, at times we can use it positively, or at times we can use it negatively. What do I mean by positive and negatively? Positively is reporting what is right, what is verifiable. What we say, and when we go and verify it, it will be as accurate as possible. But negative is using it to tarnish a images or false information or something like that. So we as youth, we especially as leaders, we should cultivate the habit of using it positively and teaching people how to use it positively. Some are trying, sir, but some are still using it too. Some are using it to blackmail and do a whole sort of thing just because they can use their phone and type all sort of things and send. But when you see people who do use social media positively, all those people are going far, getting recommendations and what have you in all sort of things. I can give you an example of 1, 2, 3 persons that are using it positively. If I tell you where they started and where they are, it's an encouragement for others to follow suit and use it positively. Report what is right. Report what is verifiable. Inform people what they ought to know that is right and good, not the other way around, maybe because of cheap popularity or something. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And because of this conversation, youth can so ideal role models, we can mention them. It's allowed, yes. Some ideal role models, social media influencers who are doing well, again, Yumi. Because sometimes we make it we call it vague. So in the course of this conversation, feel free to point out. Mr. Ogwebe, talk to us about, of course, you're unbiased in the sense that you're not political. So from your standpoint, when it comes to fostering social development, not necessarily what the government is doing, or from the angle of the citizen who wants things to go well, what do you see happening in the social media space, especially with the engagement of Anambra youths?
Yes, I think this topic is very, very good, and it's something we should have more time to hammer about, because the social media is a very big tool in the hands of young people and in the hands of every other person that wants to make impact. But the thing is, how do you perceive social media? How do you use it? The phone is a critical instrument that could help in rebranding and giving us the kind of society we want. It can also be a tool to adversely and negatively publish your community, anything you want to do. It has two ways, depends on how we use it. But in this time around, I'm trying to tell young people, let us focus more on the positive aspect of social media. There is this trend that is not very comfortable. You find a lot of people want to share a lot of negative news, negative information and negative vibes on social media because they feel that is how to get content. You see that any small thing, any bad thing or any negative thing that happens in your community, you want to share it, you want people to hear about it. But just like my brother, the Asatu president said, you are demarketing your community. You are demarketing yourself. So it's better we leverage on the positive side of the social media, talk positive things about you, and most important, spend more time in branding yourself on social media.
Wonderful.
Brand yourself. Let people know you for who you are. Don't be that person that promotes bad news because you want to gain followers. You want to be popular. You start dishing out informations that if you look at the end of the day, it might be false. But because it's a trending information, and once you send it, you feel that people will comment on it, or you want to put the government in bad light, you want to put anybody in bad light, you want to actually say that so that you have followers or comments. Like if you go to Facebook, the first thing they say, what's on your mind? What's on your mind is an avenue to sell yourself, sell your product and services, sell the things that you do, sell the positive things in our community. So it's time to allow young people to know that even in those our communities, in our social space, there must be something positive, something worth learning, something that is encouraging, an experience that people could learn from that you could post on social media. And by doing that, you are selling your brand, you are telling people what you know, and people will identify you with a positive cause.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Now I will have a briefing on the Indigent Student Scholarship at exactly 11:30. But I did mention that we'll have a giveaway coming up before the end of the program, 1,000 naira to 15 youths who attended the youth celebration of the 2025 International Women's Day held last Saturday. And the company that is sponsoring, of course, they've been with us for some time and they promised that they will do this giveaway. So let's just take this message, a jingle from Crystal Integrated Power Company Limited here in Oka, and then we will give you the update on the Indigent Student Scholarship. Stay with us.
Do you know you can enjoy uninterrupted power supply? Yes! Enjoy uninterrupted power supply with Crystal Integrated Solar Solutions. At Crystal Integrated Solar Solutions, we deal on solar panels, inverters, batteries, charge controllers, solar fans, rechargeable bulbs, solar street lights, solar floodlights, solar pumps, solar PTZ cameras, solar installation accessories, remote and site troubleshooting within 24 hours, routine maintenance, and general after-sales services, etc. Crystal Integrated Solar Solutions is located at 2286 Avenue, Oka, Anambra State. For more inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0708 142 9788 or 0807 959 3082. You can send us an email via crystallinesolarsolutionlimited@gmail.com. Crystal Integrated Solar Solutions, clean and reliable energy just for you.
Ka anyị si eme anyị na-ekene ndị Crystal Integrated Solar Solutions for supporting the work that is going on in youth development in Anambra in this wise by encouraging the youth. So now it's time for us to get an update on the Anambra Indigent Student Scholarship, and of course the chairman and the director of operations are here. So the ball is in your court.
Let me put it this way, that thank God that we have finished the processes about the scholarship, and the processes is this way: by applications, no third person in between, just to apply. When you apply, we select through various qualifications that we listed in the application form, then interviews, final screening, verifications from school, and so on. So thank God today we have come to an end of such exercise, and we have winners in all the public universities in Anambra State. We have selected winners of 7 because the thing is 50 to 200,000 each. So every institution, public institution in Anambra, is 7 slots. Anambra State University, because of State University, 8, making it 50. So it will be my pleasure to call on the Director of Operations to detail us with the winners, and calling on the Secretary to as well add his own remark about it. Thank you.
No, I was in the PRO.
And the PRO as well.
And is that something where office?
Okay, so thank you very much, the convener, Dr. Obiade, and it's been a very wonderful process. We are very happy that at the end of the day, because when we started, we were communicating and telling Anambra at every stage, look at what we are doing. Yeah. So at this stage now, we will comfortably and proudly say that we've come to the end of the selection process. We've been able, like the convener said, we've been able to narrow down to seven beneficiaries for the schools and Anambra State University 8. The process has been very okay and very transparent. I want to commend each and every one of us in this committee for their commitment to ensuring that this process is very, very transparent. We went through the process of making it open through the Google forms, where we will spread all through the university, through their students' union leaders, through their deans of student affairs, and ensuring that it gets down to the student communities that will need this in these schools. And we got the feedback. We started the selection process. We got to the level where we had to use the benchmarks we've set to now get the people that will be invited for interview. We did our interview, both online and the physical. The physical we did at Anambra University, so because we wanted it to be in a school environment so that the students will be okay with it, and it's something, a community they will also be very familiar with. So we did it in Unizik. They came and we interviewed. In fact, we spent the whole day, because they came from the 7 schools. We interviewed them one-on-one, asked them the reason why they feel they should be assisted with this loan. So after that, the committee went back again, looked at their responses. We scored them. So we looked at the scores, and we selected those that we felt that went through this process, got the marks and the objectives we set, and today we have beneficiaries.
Wow.
So yes,
yes.
Wow.
Yes, we want to say congrats to each and every one of them that made it. Before the week runs out, we'll get across to them, and we will have a little event where we will officially present these checks to them. Remember, when we started, we said we're not going to give them cash. Part of the reason is that to ensure that they are bona fide students of their institution, and to ensure that the process is free, that you will not say that I gave you money and I expected you to give me a certain percentage.
Okay.
So what we'll do, or even any other person also, probably somebody told you about this, and the person feels like, okay, you're going to give me a particular percentage to this. So what we are doing is that we are moving this money to their various schools. Okay. So the event is just to present the dummy check. Hopefully, our benefactor, Chief Chukwuebuka Ononkwo, will be there. If he's not even there, he might send a representative, and other representatives from Students' Union and other youth organizations. So we'll present officially these people to Anambra, and also present the dummy checks to them. Then we'll move this money to their schools, where they can now go and assess them through the office of the dean of student affairs of their various institutions. So I think that's where we are right now.
Yeah, the secretary.
Yeah, thank you. Mine will be to go to dimensions that are very also important when you look at it from the broader view. It's not easy to make a promise to give a scholarship and fulfill that promise. That's kudos to the benefactor, Dr. Chukwuebuka Ononkwo, who made that promise and fulfill that promise. Then another thing, you know, I do not think I've ever seen where young youth leaders are giving money to give to the younger, to those that they are leading, and they set up a machinery to deliver that money in a transparent and coordinated format. Why I'm saying this is that, we know our society where we can 1 million before I knew about court to go do 500 or 500,000 but in today's young youth leaders, it is not this. It's not that old story. I'm testifying to this fact. It is not that old story. 10 million came up talo. of which to the beard is the chairman, and in Kebezoku, the thing is among ourselves, in the sense that now one of us, I wouldn't mention name, one of us, Amnos with us, if I met today, is all that in Buteloku, because we are looking at it from the angle as a sick among the youth bodies. I say ban what is in the Gawo beneficiaries. And when you do it that way, tell me the richest person in the world. I will tell you even in his community, only go there. So anyway, youth bodies represented there, when Diego, K 10 million. Maybe the youth bodies there the 4. AK at 10 million, 2.5 million, 2.5 million. However, JK the constituency. In for that now, we will definitely future people who are around us to collect that money. But this was not done. And we had a fallout. I was for that now. When you decide to do the right thing, you will have issue. But once you are determined to do that right thing, then you move on to do it. Sure. Know that what you are doing is right. Personality will judge you fine. Among all these 50 persons, I'm the head of the, I'm the charge of the secretariat. 50 persons are. I am a Tia Fire now to participate or benefit now this 200,000 naira they have to benefit from. And to that extent, I am saying kudos to the team, headed by Obiadi, who moved away personal interest out of this thing and put the youth interest before him.
Wow.
To do it. Because no one with the convener of the youth conference that got this thing. Mm-hmm. So I now ask myself, I want my brother head of this conference. Maybe I answer to you because if I will do that same thing that he's doing today. But I will not another youth organization with the head of this and with that means maybe 500,000. As if that my youth or my constituency had each. In Anambra State, youth were one constituency. The only thing we have in leadership is that we have different platforms that we know that young people are in that constituency as well. So if we know we tell, since in Anambra youth, we come to the round table, discuss it, how will we benefit for the young people? And what we have done today is to demonstrate the fact that truly the way Anambra for which is the motivator of the youth leadership we have today. Guys, no 10 million. Because on that day, I promise he said something. This thing that na 200,000 naira. I get 50 persons. He was the one who made that comment. And we took the decision from that comment to make that okay, why did I pay this money to 200,000 naira? And that was what made us to take that decision in sharing this money to 200,000 naira. And if the head of a person said, we are not even going to give these people this money to their accounts. We will give it to school because there is need also for these two institutions to testify that they receive this money on behalf of the beneficiaries. Which means, no, I will tend down because I will tend that as soon as I will take percentage. Do you understand? No, we are going to put the money into the school account, the dedicated account school will give to us, then they will not access that money. And give us that they have accessed the money to take care of them. So I want to say God bless the leadership of the youth we have today for living up to the expectation of the real ideal of being youth leader. Now, another from down and then for the beneficiaries, we will only admonish them to be more studious in their studies and be rest assured that Anambra never expect to distinguish themselves as students have the desire to know that tomorrow they should contribute for other people to also get.
Well,
Because sure.
That's the spirit of Anambra.
Yes.
And we learned that when the 1U2 skills phase 1, they finished and then they became SYPSG and they gave back by training 1,000 people. So in that same spirit, we are hoping that these will be captains of industry soon, and they will dominate in their various industries and begin to think home again and to say that sometimes in the year 2025, we got this, and now we want to do this for Anambra youths in return. We hope that happens, and we believe it will. Okay, now, are there any final words, Director of Operations? You said there's an event coming up. Give us the timeline again, when to expect that call, what time, and so that everybody who is part of this process will be getting ready. They will be well informed and well carried along. And just in case you're listening to us, you're part of this process, we wish you the very best. And at the end of the day, we will all be happy with the outcome, having seen that the process is not something, it was not predetermined. It was something that had to do with prioritizing youth interests. That's what I got, PG. If we make a prioritizing youth interests, giving youth interest, say no, me is not about me.
Exactly.
You refuse to see yourself anymore, and all you're thinking about is There's something I said, linking it to the International Women's Day celebration. I felt, because I like to learn new things, and I said, I think it will be more useful for me. So anything you're doing in your respective field, and please think of how other youths can benefit from that thing. I think that is from the program email, the youth conference. You were thinking about Keduka youth to get benefit, and that was up on Moinwe. Basaloda conference, up we are be fine a little tata, and we give God the glory. So please give us the what we should know about the next steps again. You said that before.
Okay. What we've agreed is that on Saturday, the 15th of March, will be the day we officially assemble these beneficiaries and issue these checks.
About this Saturday?
Yeah, this coming Saturday. Yeah, this coming
just
Saturday.
in 4 days.
Yes, this
5
coming
days
Saturday.
Okay.
We've not informed the beneficiaries. So most of them, we wanted to come here first.
Okay.
So before the end of today, we'll now officially send messages to them.
Hey.
That they are the beneficiaries. Yeah, exactly. So that we wanted to wait so that we have another phone here.
Yeah.
We'll communicate them. So once we communicate them, so we are planning that on Saturday we'll have a small event where we'll unleash them to the Anambra. Yes, ABS will also be there. So that yes, we'll unleash them to the Anambra.
Because it's positive.
Exactly. And officially give them those checks. Then also have the opportunity for them to say a very big thank you to the benefactor.
Okay.
The CEO of Seahorse, whose magnanimity is what they are also enjoying today. So by Saturday, we will close out this event officially.
Thank you so much, sir.
And this is an opportunity as well to tell what to do in the Anambra. Also, Dr. Bukonuko Kaimalu. We have illustrious sons of Anambra who are doing very well, who are even wishing to serve in one capacity or the other. To note that the scholarship committee is ready, available to receive such gesture that will also come from them on behalf of the youth of Anambra in one way or the other. What we are showing you is this. I'm a living witness to it. What we are showing you is this. This committee found be rest assured that it will be delivered to them. And what that means is this, that Imana ife na-eme some people na-abụ obi another famba na nwe ife achọ imelụ ndị mmadụ wụ fa weta ya ka onye anya ga-enye. How can they trust that people anyere ka fa kee ga-eke ọfụma? That's usually the issue we usually have, but this one is a clear evidence of transparency and accountability in the process. That if we happen to get such gesture from anywhere to do in the Anambra, the rest assured that if it's a family, that this committee will do it and even do better, because asina na ekene dike na nke omelu
omekwozo mekaledia
onye ọbụla netelu ndị youth anya in this time of need for the young people, the youth leaders will definitely stand by that person and we will speak with one voice.
Okay.
That is the assurance we are giving them.
Absolutely, and that's coming from the President General of Asatu Youth Wing, Comrade Ken Okoli. Thank you so much, my PG. Of course, we started talking about Anambra youth in media, and there's a way I tried to specify or be more specific about our conversation today, that it's all about promoting positive social media use by Anambra youths. That's essentially what we plan to do. And in the coming weeks, we'll begin to talk about a lot more, because I'll in one day. Because I'd craved the indulgence of our PG, Nenwell giveaway, and I needed you to listen to it, especially since the International Women's Day was just 2 days ago. So I would like my brothers in the house, because of course the mayor of Agota was there.
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Chibweze of OBK. They sat on a he for she panel. He for she, yeah, men who support women. He was on the panel. Our PG, of course, because it was here support him. He can imagine how he's supporting his wife at home and other, and even the Asatu ladies that came there. When you know why they were smiling, or the one Njapulu PG, go but then all the call will go by then.
So, and when it's supplementary.
In this administration, then was supplementary budget. No, doing more with less. So that was exactly what he did. So just listen to some of the youths who were there. Hanye a recap of what they learned from that conversation. And this is what Emmanuel Wana has to say. He said that he learned the need for men to champion women empowerment. This section caught my fancy. I was able to learn that men's involvement is crucial in breaking stereotypes and challenging traditional masculine norms that perpetuate gender inequality. By amplifying women's voices, men can create space for them to be heard and valued. Also, by championing women empowerment, men can also strengthen relationships, build trust, and contribute to a more equitable society. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. And this one is from Dora Ochanya Ame. Meanwhile, I need to get a venue. A page of which venue other that because I same because you can't bring youths and nuts, So we were able to hide the venue, but in the register we're about 100, and we even hit about 150 of the piano. Even without mentioning the venue. If you know where this hunger for information among our youth, and this is an initiative we must sustain. I remember virtual meetings, but if you there's always something different about it. When we come together, eat, wine, and dine, network. More than for one no more dear be good. Okay, so Dora Ochanya Ame say, I learned the importance of living a healthy life as an individual and also how to take care of my children's health. Mbono Chinyere Wesi, we were taught about how to have healthy relationships, taking care of our mental health, training our children on how to do things, and most importantly, train them on how to respect their female relations. That's what she learned. And when we're neuro health session, Anyway, a psychiatrist that came from Chukwemeka Odumegwu University. During the conversation, anyway, lots of pent-up emotions that people want to pour out. Mane onye senya jenu na nnofia ka onwe session o ma nkweje because na o ya si na obaba ebe anwo de o diko onwe ka o sede. Yes. So people, and you want a culture of going to sit down with a counselor or psychiatrist. So that day we broke that stereotype because I said the woman, because she said the earlier table, pijama mefo. The woman said his earlier table. I have never seen that done before, but I believe not to put in enuche. Ndemade na ejezi enolo na pouring out their emotions to them. So we had a mental health counseling unit there live. So I think that that's also one thing we can begin to do. I am wear programs. I tinye kuye makani ihe mmadu bu n'isi kale. O kale la kale. Okay, now Onwoka said it was a historic event, and he said the event sparked a movement that ensures both men and women thrive equally in society. Participants engaged in thought-provoking discussions, sharing inspiring stories, and chart actionable steps towards a more inclusive and equitable society. With this bold, innovative initiative, young voices in Anambra are proving that they are not just the future; they are the present, actively looking ahead to a better future. It's JB said, I learned that women should learn to believe in themselves and have confidence, and also to stop female genital mutilation. That was one of the high points. Sister Elizabeth Ume from Chukwemeka Odumegwu University came with a team from the university. He had female genital mutilation that day. A lot of people could not believe it. One girl came to me and said that she has never attended a program like this in Anambra. Another one came and said she has never heard about female genital mutilation. So that program served to open up that conversation among our youths. Emanuela Okoli says, we women should never stop. We should keep striving until our voices are heard. Omiemo Ejum said, mental health by Neurogy Foundation highlighted the effects of violence, stating that the physical effects and it focused on the focus on the mental health effect on victims, the long-term emotional distress, injuries, withdrawal syndrome. You know, she wrote a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'll send the link to the PG and Mr. Chinemerem and, of course, Dr. Obiadi for them to help us choose the beneficiaries in this contest. Kaisa and Diallo had their airtime before the end of today. Seriously, this is a conversation. Ka each youth group mobilize so that everybody be active in the youth groups. One of these sessions mobilize or they inspired to do something. And I'm also doing this in collaboration with Mrs. Chinwamweke of IDK, who is a counselor herself. You know, she's putting in even her money to see our support. And we're supported by Dr. Chinedu Umadi Foundation, Neurogy Foundation, and ASHIA, Anambra State Health Insurance Agency, to achieve this. I believe that in the next one, we're looking at April, but we haven't unveiled a more structured system on how the youth groups can keep exposing our young people to the information they need to make the most of their environment and be full agents of change. My PG.
That war living light in the youth world, like I said, gender equality, I believe in it. Mm-hmm. So, but we are proud of what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll continue to support you. Remember that this week, our role model for this week is Dr. Chinedu Umadi, Agone Chamber, Nabagana.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow. And by next week, we'll say a lot more. We're actually going to have a full documentary sort of done for us to know more about the life of this man who continues to support, even with all that he has done for Asatu Youth, with our youth house coming up and all. I didn't even think that he was going to, but he said it's for the youth and he must be involved. From Mr. Chinemerem.
Thank you very much. If I want to thank you for this wonderful initiative.
Thank you, sir.
Of what you've started. There are lots of, just like rightly said, a lot of young people need somewhere to physically sit and gain information and knowledge. So thank you for a wonderful event last weekend, and we hope that we'll leverage on that to also continue to make impact to young people.
Thank you, sir. And from ABGA Youth Leader?
Thank you, Ife. Let me commend your initiative on this particular aspect. You know, one thing that is lacking is idea, and you have a whole lot of it. And what I'm saying is that the youth constituency and the youth generals of the state will always partner and support this very initiative. It is highly commendable. Thank you.
Dalusa, thank you so much. And it's a wrap on today's edition of Anambra Youth Hour, a convergence of the coalition of Anambra youth groups where we talk about the way forward for the youth of Anambra. We'll see you next Monday on another edition of the program, but on the 15th, that's on Saturday. Ifedie Gugeme, as the student beneficiaries receive their plaques. Congratulations to the winners in advance. I am Ife Arono Okafo.